All right, enough of that. So So today's discussion, guys, we're going to talk about 3 performance actions. Again, guys, please just share the episode out, or even just leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. That's all we ask. We greatly appreciate that. We're not going to sell you on anything, I promise. It'll be a loose call, it'll be a phone call. We're here to add value to you guys, ask some questions, see where you're at. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Happy to have you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Much appreciated. Hopefully you guys are doing well out there. Chris, I'm not even going to ask this time, man. You look nice and rejuvenated. You look youthful. You look good, man. What's going on here?
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I need a haircut. Usually I get a haircut, probably like every 3 to 4 weeks, but it's been about 5-6 weeks now, and I know when it looks dirty and it starts getting too long,
Man, I like the long hair.
It's when the sideburns start like looking like this, and then I shave my face. I'm like,
When that hairline goes back.
The hairline's been good.
I'm just
praise the Lord, but
no, I'm grateful for that. Yeah, let's not get into that. All right, enough of that. So today's discussion, guys, we're going to talk about 3 performance actions we would have done differently as online coaches. So this is going to be really powerful. We're going to get really deep into this. But before we get into this discussion, I want to cover a couple of housekeeping / announcements for you guys. So if you are a health and fitness coach and you're looking to build, scale, and even start your guys' online coaching business, but you don't know how, or you're just struggling to get to higher income brackets, Chris and I want to offer our free 15-minute brainstorming call for you guys. Again, leave your credit cards at home. We're not going to sell you on anything, I promise. It'll be a loose call, it'll be a phone call. We're here to add value to you guys, ask some questions, see where you're at, where's the struggles at, where are the gaps, how we can ultimately help and fill those, and if you're a good fit. And if not, no big deal, guys. And you guys just spent 15 minutes talking to Chris or myself. So if that interests you guys, go ahead and take action on that, hit pause, go to the show notes to this episode, click on the link right there for the 15-minute brainstorming call, book in a date and time, and we will get that taken care of. Also, the last thing, if you guys are new to the show, there is a fee to the show. It's a simple value exchange. If you found value in this episode, if you got a good aha moment, again, guys, please just share the episode out, or even just leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. That's all we ask. We greatly appreciate that. We put a lot of time into these podcasts. We show up 2 times a week. We bring on guests. So please leave us a rating and review and pay the fee if you found value. And if you didn't, no worries, maybe the next one.
It's so simple these days too, man.
You
listen to a podcast, you screenshot it, upload it to Instagram or something
Tag
like that.
us.
Come on.
Yeah.
We're not saying put it on your guys' grid or your profile or anything like that.
Come on.
Tag us on stories.
Come on, y'all.
It goes away in 24 hours.
Come on, y'all.
All right, let's get into this, man. So I want to talk about this 3 performance action steps that we would have done if we were coaches again, right? The reason why is I kind of want to go back into talking about some mistakes that we've made. I want to get better at this, and just help other health and fitness coaches out to where it's like there's less pain, there's less agony, there's less time wasted and less money wasted, right? For not making these same mistakes that we made basically from 2010 all the way till like early 2018, right? With dynamic duo training. And that's the thing, this is why I like talking about this, guys, because Eric and I don't talk about this enough, and we need to start talking more about this because sometimes we forget, man, like we had an online coaching business for 8 years, right? And we sustained that for multiple 6 figures for 6 years out of those 8 years. So it was good, right? And basically we've worked with over 1,000 clients in that 8-year span. We have our masters in sports nutrition, and we've worked with like some of the prestige top coaches out there and health and fitness pioneers, Dr. Joe Klemczewski, Dr. Lane Norton, Dr. Eric Helms. We don't say this to toot our horns and try to act like we're all cool and stuff like that, but I got to show you guys that there is some credibility there in those 8 years, right? So let's get into these performance action steps that we would have done differently, right? If we were still doing online health and fitness coaching. The very first performance action is your number one focus needs to be booking calls, right? Yep. So again, guys, I'm so tired of hearing this stuff where people are afraid to get on phone calls and They don't want to move people from like a DM or a conversation to a phone call, and they just still have this mirage and this like dream that people are going to go to a website and just, it's going to be this entire smooth funnel where they fill out a questionnaire, they're going to make the payment, you're not going to have to talk to anybody, you don't have to sell anybody. It's like, guys, come on, wake the heck up. Like, I don't know who's coaching you. I don't know where you guys are getting this info from. Maybe you guys went through bad sales training or something like that. I don't know, right? But you have to start understanding that your number one focus needs to be booking calls. Because when you book calls, you build rapport, you build trust faster, right? And then you have your best opportunity to sell a high ticket offer through a phone call or a Zoom call, whatever you want to do, right? But it's the same exact game of having in-person conversations. If you're a nutritionist, you're a registered dietitian, you're a personal trainer, you're gonna have conversations in person. You can't get away from that, right? So why is it different to have conversations through social media, through Instagram, through Facebook? Why? Why is it different? You can't look at it, it's different. It's the same exact game. If you couldn't get conversations in person, how the hell are you gonna get business?
Yeah.
You have to sell people in conversations face to face, right, Eric?
Yeah, absolutely. To me, it's a false belief pattern.
Yeah.
People think that like they're coming off as like salesy, annoying, sleazy, and it's almost the opposite, guys. Where you have control of that. You don't have to come off like that. I know there's a lot of people that come off like that, and it's like it's a shame. It sucks. They do that and they ruin it for people, but. Everyone's pretty open to, others reaching out, being genuine. Everyone's trying to have a conversation and meet good people.
Yeah.
That's just that's pure like human connection. And just to me, it's like, why would you not want to sit there and have more conversations with people? You never know what that's going to lead to.
Exactly. And just my last point on this, man, just on your folks needs to be booking more calls is we've had so much training for sales, right? And so many coaches, so many books read the past decade. It's insane, right? So we're able to be able to teach that to our students. But secondly, we're humble as hell. We hired a sales coach literally earlier this year, right? Because we wanted to sharpen up on some of our stuff. And his name's Raylan Davis, master sales coach, right? Check him out. And he came and actually did a whole entire training for our students. So now that we have this like 5-part series inside of our members portal for the accelerator, so that our students have that confidence. And he calls it inspiration selling because you're inspiring them to take action. You're not being salesy, you're not being sleazy, you're not being shady like that, So I don't know, guys. I can go on for this. This really kind of gets like me, like really, really like.
I know, my bad. I know you're probably like, dude, why did you do that? Just really quick, and we'll be back to that video. I just want you to join our free Facebook group community for health and fitness coaches looking to get more online clients. So just click the link below in the description box, join it absolutely free. We got some cool stuff in there, a lot of videos, do live trainings every couple of months on there. And we got some cool freebies on there. So just make sure to click the link below, join our free Facebook group for health and fitness coaches that want to level up and get more online clients to create more income, impact, influence, independence. Back to the video.
Man, I don't know. I don't want to cuss, but man, it pisses me off.
At the end of the day, conversations lead to conversions, and we preach that all day long to our students in our program. And I promise you, the students and coaches that have more conversations on a day-to-day basis, they understand that there's no magic to that. It's just that gives them more opportunities to sit there and serve people. And when you reframe your mindset to selling as serving at its highest level, that makes it easier as well too.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into performance action number 2. That is, you have a conversion problem, not a my audience is too small problem. Okay. And we've been that. Like I've kind of played that blame game when I started off. Like even when I started with like health and fitness coaching, where I was like, man, like it's our audience. Like it's not us. But it's like no, it 100% was us. We couldn't sit there and convert. Like our sales skills were not the greatest. So we've also had students get to 5 to 10K months with only 2,000 followers. A lot of people think that you have to have this massive following when you're going into online coaching, and you really don't. So, we've had students that have like 500 followers, like a couple hundred.
Yeah.
And, that's where you're just really trying to find your perfect 100 people and go from there. You don't have to have a massive following. Also, you need to fix your sales process before you worry about your number of followers. That's the thing too, where it's like, people are like, oh, well, I want to be an online coach, but, I need to gain more followers. I need to, this and that on social media. And it's like, sure, that is part of the equation. That's one part of the equation, but it's like, if you can't sit there and, again, have conversations, if you can't move those conversations onto a phone call or Zoom call, and then you can't sit there and sell an offer for $1,000 to $3,000 for an 8 to 12 week program, then what would more followers do?
Yeah.
That's not going to solve the problem.
Right.
So it's a conversion issue.
Absolutely. So go back into fixing your guys' sales process, which we can't do this whole thing in this whole entire training. But like Eric said, hey, if you guys want to take us up on a 15-minute brainstorm call, that would probably be the time where you guys could be like, hey, Chris and Eric, this is what my sales process looks like, and then we could be like, hey, well, you probably need to fix X, Y, Z, right? Okay, so just throwing that out there, All right, performance action number 3 is your content is better suited to impress your colleagues. This is a really good one. I got a good story for you guys on this one. So when we worked with Dr. Lane Norton from like literally 2008 to about 2013, 5 solid years, okay? When we started Dynamic Duo training, we started posting more content on social media, writing blogs, doing videos and stuff like that. That was around like 2011, 2012. So we thought that Lane was going to go read our blogs and critique our videos. So what did we do? We started writing very science-heavy articles. You guys can go back and look at these articles on dynamicduotraining.com. No joke, right?
No, yeah.
We would literally
because I
reference literally 10 to 20 scientific literature papers on like protein, on like some sort of exercise like topic, whatever it is, right? Fasted cardio, organic versus non-organic. And we did it because we were underconfident, and we just thought that there's this living belief that we weren't competent enough, right? So we had to sit there and talk with all this technical and jargon kind of content out there to feel smart, and then people are gonna be like, oh man, these guys are smart, so I wanna work with them. It did the opposite. People are like, what the hell are these guys talking about? Like, what does this reference mean? What does this ETAL et al mean? It's like we try to write like we're writing a scientific paper and we're going to publish it to like the JISSN or Journal of Metabolism or something like that, right? And it didn't even speak to our avatar, our niche. The content didn't speak to their pain points, their problems, their fears, their wants, their desires, the future, all those type of things. And it was all because we thought like Lane was going to go look at our stuff. And then when we hired like Eric Helms and like Dr. Joe, we thought they were going to go watch our videos and critique it. And they were going to like share it and be like, these guys don't know what they're talking about. Don't listen to them. Like it was insane.
And what that really is, when you really think back at it, is like we were cuffed to comparison. Yeah. Comparison syndrome. Yeah. And I know a lot of you guys listening to this can relate to that. Some of you guys it won't hit home with, but yeah, a lot of us compare ourselves, and that's why social media can be, a pro and con. It could be toxic because you get so consumed in that to where it's like you just start comparing your chapter 1 to their chapter 10, and you're just like, man, like I can never sit there and get to this level. I can never have a following like that. I could never have this and that. And it's just like it eternally defeats you. Exactly. To where you're like, man, I could just never reach these milestones, so why am I even trying?
Yeah, that's really good. Cuff to comparison. Yeah, that's really good because that's spot on. So really, guys, like kind of to wrap this up, you have to sit there and speak to your avatar and your niche, and really speak to like their emotional pain points, right? Their wants, their desires, their fears, their frustrations, and paint that picture on how you can really help them solve issues, right? And that's exactly why in our 6 steps to 10K Accelerator Roadmap, what we focus on that first step is you becoming the fitness marketer first. Figuring out who your niche is, who your avatar is, so we know who we're speaking to. And then secondly, being very aggressive in a controlled manner, in a good way, to get your work out there and speak to their pain points, wants, desires, and frustrations, and not be this person where you talk so much technical like type of jargon where people are like, what the hell are they saying? How does this help me out, right? Then they go off to the next coach.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just recap this real quick. So the 3 performance actions that we would have done differently is, number 1 is your number 1 focus needs to be booking calls, okay? Performance action number 2 is you have a conversion problem, not a my audience is too small problem, meaning you don't have to have a large following, guys. And number 3 was your content is better suited to impress your colleagues. So hopefully this hit home with you guys, because I know some of you guys are in the beginning stages, intermediate and advanced stages as health and fitness coaches, but this is always a really good reminder. And Chris and I are always going to be real and share like our wins, our losses, and just everything that we've done within the last 13 years is being entrepreneurs, being students, being intrapreneurs, everything, to where we're still learning, we're still growing, we're still going to make mistakes, and that's the beauty of this game. So if any of these stood out to you, and you are a health and fitness coach, like we mentioned in the beginning, and you guys are frustrated with that, you guys need help with more conversations, understanding how to get them onto phone calls and converting them, a messaging type of mistake, or it's just where you think that you need a big following to convert clients, then take us up on our 15-minute brainstorming call, guys. And then, like I said, just click the link in the show notes. Go to the show notes, click that link, book in a date and time, and let's chat and just see how we can get you guys unstuck on these issues. But other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for your eyeballs, your guys' ears. And again, pay the fee, share out this podcast if you found value in it, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.